That's what I was saying in part one. I think that you may be on the verge of trying to move on and meet other people. I don't think you're with somebody right now, but maybe you, with that, again, we saw, oh crap, I've put my deck away, but again, go this whole reading to make sure this all, sits right with you. But anyways, it said like who you texted. Maybe you are in the talking stages with somebody. I don't think there is some specifically, you haven't went on a date yet, but you are talking to somebody, whether it is getting out on dating apps. Maybe that's another thing. This person's like very because maybe they found you on a dating app, or for some of you that could apply and they're like, what? But yeah, you are trying to get back out there. As much as you do see this person as that is your equal, that is your match, I think this person really did put you through grief, and especially if they did you dirty as far as meeting your friends, meeting the family, and all of a sudden they're like peace. I kind of feel like maybe when you think about this person, you kind of feel embarrassed almost, but you're trying to get out of it. Queen Bee. One more. Outside influences, external factors, others affecting outcome, listening to other people's opinions. Okay. Let me do one more for that. Clearly, there's been some third-party interferences that you are aware about when it comes about this person. And then magical gateway, go for it, on the right path, wonderful new beginning, okay? It makes me curious, too. If you and this person definitely do have a giant societal difference, maybe you two are really different people. And if your very first card is how you see this person, or mainly, I feel like that's more how you see yourself and is more of that mystical shaman healer. I feel like you guys maybe have two different religious factors, or, two different. I don't think this person's a spiritual person at all. Let me make that clear. I think you're the one that's more like that. But there is also something with that Lady Venus as well. I think you do look at this person's very good looking, especially with that charming energy. You could really label this person as the most good looking person you've ever been with. I think you have your moments where you're like, how did I bag that? Okay, there does some, or at least when you first got this person, it's like you really do put this person on that pedestal as they're extremely good looking. Divine hand, divine assistant, attracting helpful people. Okay, there is something, maybe you did woke them up spiritually, and maybe that's something you may not be fully aware about, is maybe this person does know how to talk people off of a ledge, is kind of what I'm hearing, especially with that charming like personality. But I feel like opinions did get in the way between the two of you, especially if there is maybe an age gap, if this person is much older than you, because I said that in part one, don't make those details fit. Like I said, go the whole thing. But, and also too, there is something maybe to do with like religious factors that could be the biggest difference between, stuck, stagnant, and then delays and setbacks. That's like, I think when you think of this person right now, makes me curious if this person's really not in your energy radar right now. Clearly, like I said, this is not a collective. You're like, I want them back, make them come. You're not doing that. And I don't think, yes, you could be tapping into your tarot, but I don't think you're on to them right now. I think you really are trying to move on. And especially if you're being distracted with yourself of talking to someone new, I don't think you're very hyper fixated on when is this person coming back. You're trying, got a notification sign. Do I think you're all the way moved on from it? No, but I definitely think you are trying to move on from this person. Okay, now let's see how's this person feel about you. Okay. How does this person feel about this collective right here? We know they're a little obsessive, but and this will help me get into their next intentions as far as clearly this person is going to come in, especially if you're talking to somebody. Again, I'm hearing that you belong to me. Maybe that will be maybe a thing coming up, is like when this person, if you guys see each other face to face, which that probably will happen. I'm saying all this for a reason. I haven't even tapped into tarot yet. And if they hear a ding and they look at your phone and see it's a random number or a random person, they're going to be like, who's that? Nah, you belong to me. There's a little bit, I feel like now, I will say, let me confirm, how are they feeling towards you? But I feel like there's a little bit of possessiveness going on. Let's see, solar eclipse and then planetary vibes, connection with the cosmos. Wow. Powerful changes of the heart. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Battle wounds. Okay. Hurt in the past relationships and ongoing battle. Okay. Clearly, especially if this person does label themselves as non-committal, let's be real. That is, if you're not really committed in a, wanting to be committed in a relationship, wanting to settle down, it's for two reasons. Either there has been some wounding or simply they're just not ready to settle down. Clearly, this person has had some past trauma when it comes to, relationships, and I think love has always hurt them. And what do avoidance do? They're not like chasers like this collective, or at least that you were at one point. Avoidance, all they've ever known love to be is horrific. It's painful. It's not love. Where this collective, obviously when I talk about chasing energies, all you ever do is crave love, and that stems from trauma. They avoid it because it stems from trauma. That's kind of typical avoidant right here. Okay. But connection with the cosmos, I think they're starting to maybe wake up like I said, I've been tapping in to a lot of masculines, lately that have had a change of heart. But yeah, safe place, you're their home. I said in part one, this person, you could have not been broken up that long. I'm actually maybe wrong about that. There may be quite some time apart from you two. There is, like I said, I think this person has definitely hurt this collective. And if you're in the spot now trying to breathe and move through, I would say honestly at least a year since you guys have been like split up. Maybe you guys haven't really talked hardly at all during this entire time. But yeah, you are their comfort spot. You are the closest thing to home they've ever had. I think this person truly freaked out, especially if it did get to, like I said, don't make these details fit, especially if it got to a point either two things, they've already met the family, your family, their family, whatever the case is, or they've already done it or was about to. It freaked them out because then it's like there was no going back, which is immature. Makes me curious too. If this person, for some of you, this person could have been actually married before you. Heart of betrayal, shut up. This person's been betrayed. But at the same time, they know that they betrayed you. Love triangle, I think this person's had a history being cheated on. And it's like unfortunately your person took on the Knight's Tale offering, Knight of Cups. Oh, great. Okay. The Grim Reaper. Divorce, shut up. Sign. For some of you, they could have been married. But even then, if it's not marriage, they were definitely in a long-term commitment I think way before you showed up in the picture, and they never healed from that. I think this person truly is doing that typical avoidant crap. They did everything and, I don't think this person has moved on after you. Obviously, no offense, if they couldn't commit to you, they're not going to commit to somebody else. And especially if they label you as somebody that's like home. Not saying this person hasn't went out on dates or has tried to have situationships. And that is kind of something I'm more seeing is maybe this person does a little too much of hooking up. Sorry to trigger you, but yeah, big heart right there. But you were irreplaceable, and I don't think this person's ever been used to that. They've always been the one to be replaced, where now as they treated you as after they were there's a lot of regret that is sipping in. Perfect match. You both got the same thing. You both look at each other as the perfect match for each other. Ongoing battle, with that battle wounds, and like that could be another. I don't know why I'm hearing you could have just got a paper cut recently. Ouch. But with that perfect match, that's what I'm saying. Like quick connection, highly compatible, great chemistry. They could, and I don't think, let me make this clear, I don't think this person was trying to replace you when they left you behind. They were not ready for a commitment. It scared them. They really thought you were going to betray them. You were too good to be true. And I'm not saying none of this is right, but this is how they look at you. And in reality, I think something has finally woke them up to be like, wait a minute, this was fated. This actually was a part of